In this video, we're going to explore 3 decluttering rules, what they are, why they work, and why they should be broken. This is part 2 in a video series. I will link part 1 below and in an iCard for you, where we talked about the first 4 decluttering rules. I'm really glad you're here. Catch up with me from part 1 and join me here for part 2 for rule number 5, the 30-30 rule. This states that if something is over $30, you should wait 30 hours before you purchase it. I love this rule. This is a really great rule for those of us with impulse control or who do a lot of impulse purchasing. This is a really great rule for us when it comes to purchases that are over $30. If it's something I have to wait on, or if it's something more than $30, I usually hesitate to buy it and make sure it's something I really do want to spend my money on. And probably the threshold of $30 should come on down for those of us with impulse shopping issues, because you can $5 and $10 your way out of a budget really fast, especially if you're shopping at Target or just tinkering around on Amazon. You can burst your budget real quick with items that are less than $30. So that's when this rule should be broken. It should also be broken when the item in question is definitely something you need. New glasses that you've already done your shopping and your price shopping or whatever it is, you need new glasses. Groceries, you have to buy groceries. That's going to be more than $30 for sure. So there's times that this rule should be broken because it's just life's necessities, things that you need to buy. But if they are splurges or purchases that you can wait on, the rule helps you to be sure you are 100% sure that you want to spend that money by forcing you to wait to spend that money. It's a really great rule to put into place if you are just starting to declutter and you also at the same time are trying to curb what you're bringing into the house. This was like the first 4 months of decluttering and minimalism for me back in 2019. At the same time that I was getting rid of stuff from my home, stuff was still coming in. I was still making unnecessary purchases. And those dots really didn't come together for me until I decided to address the debt that had come out of buying and shopping needlessly and focusing. Well, the shift came when I wanted less. I wanted less. And in order to own less, you have to want less. It's just that simple. To have less stuff, you have to get rid of stuff. Rule number 6 is the 10-10 rule. It is a rule suggesting that material possessions and the things that you actually value don't share space. So you create a list of the 10 most expensive purchases from the last decade: a house, a car, a couch. Then create a second list of the 10 things that add the most value to your life, such as experiences, moments, playing with your kids in the backyard before dinner, snuggling your kids, visiting with your parents. And the rule suggests that the 10 things you valued as most expensive and things you spent the most money on, and the 10 things that you value the most that don't have monetary correlation, like experiences or moments, that there's no overlap. That's what the 10-10 rule is suggesting to you. The aim of this rule is to get you to focus on things that bring value into your life rather than focusing on possessions. And this rule falls in step with a minimalist mindset as you begin to keep only the items that you use, you need, and you love in your life. Items begin to identify as extra in your life, and decluttering becomes easier. The 10-10 rule has always been really hard for me to connect with. You need stuff. You just need stuff, and stuff costs money. You need a couch. You need a place to live. You might need something to drive, unless you live in an area that has a lot of public transportation or is very walking friendly. I don't live in an area like that. We need a car. You need furniture. You need computers. You need things in your life. And so it's difficult for me to make this list of 10 most expensive things and 10 things I value the most. I think the thing that worked for me when it comes to the point of this rule is truly identifying, naming, and writing down what mattered most to me, and then looking at all the things that didn't fit into that list and being stressed from clutter, distracted by clutter, not feeling in control of my home, feeling overwhelmed and overstimulated in my own home. Those things were not a fit for the things that I named to be the most important. And no matter what money I spent on a house, a car, a couch, or furniture, that didn't matter. what mattered, what was on that list, and focusing on the list of things that are the most important. That is the biggest takeaway from this rule. And when you start to live intentionally and purposefully and shine a light on those things, the things that are left in the dark are the things that start to not matter. So if you focus on the face value of this rule, it gets you to focus on the things that matter most to you. Okay, so rule number 7 is the 80-20 rule. This rule suggests that we use 20% of our stuff most of the time, or 80% of the time. The rest of our stuff takes up space in our home most of the time. I love the 80-20 rule because it helps you deeply consider what might be extra in your life. And what has threaded me one day at a time over the last 4 years is identifying what is extra and how to eliminate it from my life. This last rule, the 80-20 rule, is made to be broken because it is hard to apply to your whole house or to certain rooms. If you are staring at a room filled with stuff, it is hard to put your finger on the 20% that you actually might use or use. Might is the word that breaks the 80-20 rule apart. I might use that. I might need that. This rule drums up guilt from spending money on things we didn't use. It suggests that 80% of what we've spent money on, we don't actually need, use, or love. It forces us to face the emotional and sentimental guilt without properly processing these emotions. It forces you front and center, and you might face paralysis about letting go of things when you think about this rule entirely in your home. You may regret letting things go. This rule can help you simplify your closet or your kitchen, and it can help you do specific drawers or specific categories. If you just think about your junk drawer, do I use this? Do I need this? Do I love this? If the answer is not a definite yes, then it might fall into the category of percentage of items that we don't use. Then how can we use the 80-20 rule? If you reapproach your room full of stuff or stop thinking about your whole house needing to be decluttered, you might see items you own a little differently. I call this reverse decluttering. Decide what to keep first and then evaluate everything else that you didn't choose for decluttering. I'm going to link the Minimal Mom's, Dawn, the Minimal Mom, her video about the 80-20 rule. I'm gonna link that in the description box below. She did an incredible job of breaking this down and give you the science behind the Pareto principle, where it's based from, and how you can use the 80-20 rule in your home. She did a fantastic job in that video, so I'm gonna link that for you below. The goal of these 7 rules that I've talked about over the last 2 videos is to help you want less. To have less, you have to want less. And these 7 rules, I hope, got you asking some questions about your stuff and helped you make some decisions to simplify your home and turn it into a calm and organized space. I have talked about reverse decluttering in the past, and specifically in this video, to help you identify what to keep first and what to do with what is left. Thank you for spending part of your day with me today. I am honored to be a part of your journey of simplifying your home. I'll see you in the next video.